Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Big Life Podcast. I'm Leah Klinke.
And I'm Kate Phillips, and we're so excited for you guys to be here today for today's episode. Leah, why don't you start us off and tell us about your guys' most recent game?
So, we had our last regular season game this past Thursday at Pitt, and it did not go well. We ended up losing. That was our first loss of the season, so that hurt. Also was tough because we had ACC champions on the line, and we didn't get that because we lost. And Pitt honestly didn't really have much to play for. They're done after that game, but I mean, all credit to them. They really fought hard and came out and had a good game against us. Tough conditions. They have a turf field, so that's kind of hard to play on sometimes. It was like rainy and cold, but no excuses. Like we just like lost. We laid an egg that day, really. So it was tough, really tough for our team and really hurt. But now so we really took that in. We watched a lot of film on how we could improve, especially like our mindset kind of continuing throughout the season. But now we're past that and no more sadness, no more pity. We're just looking forward to our next game, which is um, this Thursday in the ACC tournament. So
Yeah.
not a good game for us, but we've moved on now. So yeah.
I feel like that's also not like it's not good timing to like lose a game, but also to learn a lot from that game going into the tournament. Um,
Right.
just be able to look at that film and look at kind of like what went wrong and be like, this
Mhm.
can't happen again. We're gonna
Yeah.
get ready to go play.
Yeah,
Also,
completely. I feel like, especially for us too, like we've so far like had a very good season, very smooth sailing with like not a lot of bumps in the road. So I feel like it's actually important for us to face adversity and lose a game, and now it's like how we can bounce back from that and grow from it, and just it makes us hungrier for the next one. So I feel like
mhm.
the silver lining of that is just we're hungrier and ready to play, ready to prove ourselves because we haven't done anything. So
Yeah.
yeah.
And who do you guys play first game of the tournament?
So we play versus Duke on Thursday. So it's technically the second round of the tournament. We got to bye the first round because we were the second seed in the ACC tournament. And Duke beat Louisville this past Sunday. That game was 1-0.
Mhm.
It was a great game. We all watched it just so we can start scouting Duke and stuff. And Louisville, we are just waiting to see who won. Louisville, I think, actually probably outplayed Duke. They got in behind a lot, got some shots on goals. Unlucky that it didn't go in. And Louisville fought hard. They both fought hard. It was a really good game. I remember watching it and I was like, oh my gosh, like this is really good soccer. Like both teams were just passing it, keeping it. Um, so it was really fun to watch, but definitely Duke is a great team. We've already played them once, so we'll be ready to play them again, but I mean, it's gonna be tough, especially to like beat a team twice. We beat them once. But we got another shot, and this one really matters because it's the semifinals of the ACC tournament. And we have to travel. The game is in Cary, North Carolina, which is like 30 minutes away from Duke. Technically a neutral site because it's not at Duke Stadium. It's played at the Courage Stadium, North Carolina Courage, their NWSL stadium. But we have to take a plane flight, go all the way down there, stay in a hotel. They don't. Basically their home field. I'm sure they'll have a ton of fans, their home crowd. Compared to us, we'll have some of our parents. My parents are going, so I'm excited to see them. But they definitely have the crowd and the home advantage for sure. So that's interesting. But again, no excuses. We're excited to play it. We're really gonna bring it to them.
Yeah.
Um,
Like, when are you guys traveling? Or like how would that?
we travel on Wednesday, so just a day before we'll go up, play Thursday, and then once we win, if slash once we win, we'll play that Sunday again in North Carolina. So we'll just stay there. We're planning to stay there the whole weekend. Hopefully our trip does not get cut short. We are not planning on it getting cutting short. But yeah, and then the finals will be on Sunday. And then the other side of the bracket is Virginia versus Stanford. So Stanford got a bye. Virginia just beat FSU, And that was also a fun game to watch because they went all the way into PKs. Virginia ended up winning. So that's great. I was kind of rooting for Virginia just because Florida State has like basically dominated the ACC tournament the past like 5 years. I think they've won like five straight ACC tournament titles or something like that. So the fact that they're out now is crazy, but I mean, I'm glad they're out and other people get a shot at it. And that was also another good game, but Virginia is a really good team, so I think they deserve to win that as well. So it'll be
Mhm.
interesting. Four teams left in the ACC, two games this weekend to determine the champion. And I guess we all of the conference champions will probably be like the championships will be played this weekend. So you want
Mhm.
to talk a little bit about the SEC tournament and who's still in?
Yes. So that's why I was asking, like, when you guys go down, because for SEC tournament, it's in Panama City Beach. So in Florida, which is like really fun. A lot of teams like stay on the beach, get condos, but people will go down like I know. So a lot of the games were played. First round was played Sunday, and so teams will go down. I think Friday practice Saturday. A lot of them because they're at the complex that's literally made for the SEC tournament. Like that's what it's
Oh,
made for.
wow.
And so they'll practice there and then be staying at the beach and everything. But the first games were Alabama and South Carolina. And Alabama came out on top 2-0. I watched all of the games, but I was kind of surprised. Like, we didn't play South Carolina this year. We did play Alabama, and we did not have a good game that game. We just didn't come out to play. But they they're a team that I don't know if they have a full identity of like who they are. I don't know. You watch them play and they have great individuals, like great
Hmm.
individuals, and they have a lot of players out. I know right now that are with the U.S. team.
Oh,
So
wow.
they came out. I mean, they scored one goal and then scored a quick one like right after to kind of put the game away. But yeah, South
Hmm.
Carolina's out, which they've been a powerhouse for a couple of years now.
Yeah.
So that
Wow.
one's pretty interesting. And then Mississippi State beat Oklahoma 1-0, which that game was also like 0-0 into the last like I think like six or 7 minutes. Like that was also Mississippi State was like on top like a lot of the game at first half and then it like flipped and it was like Oklahoma. And then Oklahoma's goalkeeper had like a career high saves. Like she was like really keeping them in the game.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but I mean Mississippi State's always been a good team too. Same
Hmm.
with and
Yeah.
Oklahoma did well this year, so very interesting. And then Kentucky beat Florida 1-0. Kentucky's a good team. It'll be
Yeah.
interesting.
They're
See how
good.
far they go. And
Yeah.
then the last game was LSU beat Auburn 3-2, and that game was crazy. It was like LSU was dominating, and then all of a sudden Auburn came back, and then there was like a fluke mistake goal at the end that Auburn had got. So then it was 3-2, and then they were like pushing for a goal in the last like 6 minutes and like almost scored one to tie it back up.
Oh,
I was like
wow.
kind of hoping that they would tie it back up and go into penalties just because like it's
Yeah.
so fun to watch. But
Hmm.
yeah,
Yeah.
they were
That
all
makes
really
it
good
interesting.
games.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you think any of the teams that are out already are gonna make the NCAA tournament?
I know Auburn and Florida, I think are out. Oklahoma and South Carolina. I would assume their RPIs are pretty high. I think Oklahoma definitely their RPI is high enough. I don't know about South Carolina, but I know for sure Florida and Auburn are out, are done. Their seasons are done.
Gotcha. Yeah, they're
Um,
done.
but like most of the time, those teams still like the the teams that lose are still make the tournament. I feel like with RPI and
Yeah,
everything,
right. Yeah. Yeah.
which is
They'll
interesting because you're done for like the week. I mean, even for teams in the ACC, like they could still make the tournament and not even make the ACC tournament. Like they're still training right now while you
yeah.
guys have
Right.
games.
Yes,
It's so
for
interesting.
sure. For sure. Yeah, it is interesting. I think like usually. we get like I want to say like 7 or 8 bids into the tournament normally, and only there's 6 teams that make the ACC tournament. Wait, did I? Yeah, there's 6 teams that make it. Yeah, so like UNC for example, there's they're definitely gonna make the NCAA tournament. There's no way that the committee is not gonna put them into the tournament, but they did not make the ACC tournament, so that's an example of a team. There's a few other teams who are like on the bridge, and then I mean the 6 teams that did make the ACC tournament will for sure also make the NCAA tournament. But yeah, it is weird, and it's also like if you either lose early or you don't make the ACC tournament, but you're in the end of NCAA tournament, you get like 2 weeks of basically no games. So that's kind of a
Mm.
blessing in disguise for them, I guess. Like, I mean, obviously you want to win, but the NCAA tournament is the one that really matters.
Mhm.
And if you're getting like more rest, like that's actually going to help them and they'll get a chance to like reset. So even though it sucks to lose, they want to still be in the tournament. Like they still have one more shot at winning everything. So yeah.
Yeah. It's always I feel like it's interesting seeing the teams that end up making it, or
Hmm.
teams even that do really well in the ACC, SEC, whatever Big Ten tournament, and then don't do well NCAA. Like some teams do really well
Yeah.
in one or the other,
Yes.
and then I don't know. Some teams don't do
Yeah.
well in their conference tournament, go and then do really good in the NCAA tournament. So it'll be
Yeah.
interesting to see kind of who steps up.
Yeah. No, I agree. I feel like you see that a lot. And it is a quick turnaround from these conference championships, which are probably played on Sunday, and then
Mhm.
the NCAA tournament starts on either you play a game next Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. So it's like less than a week, 5 to 7 days turnaround. So it is pretty quick, and then things ramp up with NCAA's, and then the season's over. So it's crazy. Like so many teams. I mean, it's just, I guess, a blessing if you're still playing right now because so many teams are just out every day. But it's also interesting, like, I feel like the dynamic of games kind of changes now, especially like after I watched that Virginia FSU game and there's like no ties. So then they like go into overtime and then it's still tied. So then they go into PKs. That just has to be a lot. I was like trying to imagine myself playing in 2 10-minute overtime periods, like an extra 20 minutes. I was like, oh my gosh, like these girls must be so tired. Like that's actually
Yeah.
so draining, so tiring, but it's
Well,
what
it's also
you do.
interesting, like a lot of the SEC games that I watched, I had kind of watched a little bit of the Duke Louisville, and obviously Duke scored pretty early, so Louisville
Hmm.
was chasing the game there for a lot of it. But for the SEC games, a lot of them were like it was 0-0 until the end. Kentucky scored, I think, pretty early, but the rest of them like 0-0 a lot of the game, and then it's like last 10 minutes, and like these teams are like either like we're gonna score or like you're saying we're gonna go into overtime and everybody's legs are hurting. It's the end of the season,
Hmm.
already like fatigued. Your body's already so fatigued just from the season in general.
Yeah.
It's like, can we just put a goal away so we don't
Yeah.
have to go into
Yeah.
extra time? And it's also interesting with teams that like sometimes you'll see this in the tournament is like teams will just keep winning in penalties or like
Hmm.
keep winning in overtime, and then it's like by the end of the I don't know, they make it far in the tournament. You're like, how are they still playing like good soccer? Just
Yeah.
because like you have to be dead. I mean, for
Yes.
SEC, some of these teams could be playing 3 games in a week.
Yeah.
That's
That's crazy.
crazy to think about.
Yeah. That is crazy. Yeah. Um, I feel like all these tournament games too, it's like once you lose, like your season's done. So it's like everyone is just playing their heart out. Like you're fighting for your last game. The seniors, like that's the last time they're ever like playing competitive soccer. Like so everyone's just fighting and it's just all about your heart, like passion, grit. Um, but yeah, definitely exciting games with lots of energy and just because everyone's fighting for
Mhm.
another day in their season, fighting to train another day, fighting to play another day. So
Yeah.
definitely, but it's exciting. Especially, yeah, now this and far in the season. It's exciting, scary, but also exciting. Yeah.
Yeah.
So now let's kind of reflect on kind of just the past season memories, like how it's gone for both of us. First, let's start off with Kate, what was your favorite game from this past season?
I think my favorite game, it's a good question. Um, Probably our Texas game, just because we played some of our best soccer and scored some great goals during that game. It was also our first SEC home game. So, and I don't know, we played really good soccer and fought and ended up winning 3-1. Um, and I don't know, it was a good game. Texas had won the SEC tournament the year before, so like obviously going into that game, we kind of had a chip on our shoulder also because Texas was our second to last game we played the year before, and like I don't know, I felt like we were like in the game the year before we were up 1-0 at half when we were in the game, and then we had like just like fluke things happen, like just like the most random things that would never ever happen again happened, and then they end up winning. And so it's like kind of just like I feel like we could have beat them the year before and they had won the tournament and done really well. So I don't know. I was like really happy to get that
Mhm.
win.
Yeah, that's a good
How about
feeling.
you? What was your favorite game?
Um, I would have to say our game versus Florida State. We played them at home. We were down 2-0, and we came back four unanswered goals to win the game. Um, the energy was just like so good after the game. We were all so happy. It drew us closer as a team for sure. And we just like had a lot of belief and like confidence in ourselves. Like we can do anything like and face adversity, get 2 goals scored on and still come back and
Hmm.
score 4 unanswered goals. So that was probably like the best moment. Like I remember after the game, I was so happy. Yeah, I'd say that.
Yeah.
Um,
What's been your favorite memory then off the field from this past season?
that's a great question. Hmm. I think probably our game night. We had in preseason we did a game night and it was really fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say that. What about yours? What was your favorite memory off the field?
Um, I have like two. One was like earlier in the season, and it was like our long trip. So we went to Memphis and then Missouri State. And when we were at Missouri State, this like ho I don't know, the hotel that we were staying in was like kind of funny. It was like called like the Oasis. I don't know. It looked like we were in Florida and we were in like, I don't know, Springfield, Missouri, which is like the middle of nowhere. Um and um we like had like this pool like workout thing that we were doing together, and it was like so fun. I don't know. And then we like got ice cream after. It was
Oh,
just a
that's
good
fun.
time. Like, you know, it's like
Yeah.
random things that we you do as a team, and it's just
Mhm.
like so fun. Like
Yeah,
it's
so
something
fun.
I'll like always remember, like us just like joking around in the pool.
Yeah.
And then we did something really fun last week because obviously we had the week off. And we'll start practices back up this week. But we went to a place for dinner and had it was like one of my favorite ramen places here. And then we did like, I don't know if you've seen this trend where like you paint the person across like the other person, so you're like painting each other. So we like painted each other's
Oh, I
face.
did see that. I think was this on y'all's Instagram?
Yes,
Okay, I
yeah.
saw that. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I saw that.
Yeah, so we like painted each other's
That's so fun.
faces, and like me and all my roommates painted each other's faces, and we have them hung up in the house now. But it was like, so funny to see
So
people
fun.
like drawing each other,
Mhm.
and then we like revealed them to the whole team and everything. But that was
Yeah.
just fun. Like we always do something at the end of the year, but that was fun.
Fun bonding. Yeah, for sure. What would you say was your toughest game or like your toughest moment this season?
That's a good question. Toughest moment. I think, hmm, two, a couple of games coming to mind. I would say the toughest moment was probably after our Kentucky game. Um, it was 0-0. It was away at Kentucky, 0-0 the whole game. And then the last, like, I think it was like literally the last minute of the game, we ended up giving up a penalty in the box
Mhm.
and they end up like scoring it, which also, like, this one makes me mad because the girl that was taking the penalty, um, like for some teams, like you'll scout penalties, like for goalkeepers, maybe you'll scout
Yeah,
it.
right.
He had always went this one way, like always. All of her stuff we had found like went this one way. So I was
Hmm.
like, I'm gonna go that way just because like this
Yeah.
is what we had scouted. And then she went the other way, and I guess after her, I didn't watch this, but my one of my teammates was like after she was like, yeah, I just decided to go like the other way just 'cause like I've always went the one way and like I just decided today like I'm gonna go that way. Oh
Dang, that's
gosh.
so
Like
frustrating.
it's
Dang.
yeah.
I
Which
just
I mean,
decided.
that's why penalties are just so annoying. But I think the
Yeah.
game was just tough because like they're a really good team and I mean, we didn't score, but like we like held them for the
Hmm.
whole game and then ended up drawing a penalty in the last like minute. It's kind
Yeah.
of
That's
devastating.
tough. Yeah.
Just so frustrating.
Yeah. That's really frustrating.
But yeah.
That's
What
so
was yours toughest moment you would say this season?
definitely last week versus Pitt. It was
Hmm.
tough, very tough. I think that's one of the toughest moments in my like entire career here in my 4 years at Notre Dame. Definitely one of the toughest moments because we had so much on the line, I guess, for us and they nothing for them really. And we didn't get it, but I mean that's part of the game, so just got to move on. But yeah, I feel like definitely the Pitt game.
Yeah.
Yeah. What are you going to focus on in this next off season or like in the spring too, going into next season?
Yeah. A lot of our stuff in the spring is very like technically like the first so for the spring, I can't tell you how many weeks it is, but it's like you're in 8 hours, so you can only do 8 hours with your coaches and your strength and conditioning coaches. Like they have only 8 hours, and then you'll go into 20 hours later in the spring. But a lot of the 8 hours, which is a lot of the spring, you're focusing on a lot of like technical things or just it's more player focused than team focused, just
Mm-hmm.
because that's the only time all season like our coaches really get a focus on that. So a lot of it is like I don't have anything like specific on the I guess top of my head right now, but like just technic oh my gosh. Focusing on technical things. So, just like little things that technically I can be better at. And I've
Mm-hmm.
noticed that throughout the season, maybe it's my positioning in the goal or set position, just like little things that we can break down. We do a ton of film, because obviously you can see a lot, from that. But yeah, a lot of it's just like for me at least, and the field players they do like they'll do smaller group stuff, smaller group
Mm-hmm.
trainings. But for us, it's just like our training sessions are just with our coach, and then like maybe once or twice a week we'll go in with the team, which is like pretty interesting. But yeah, a lot of conditioning and stuff too.
Yeah, that makes sense. That is kind of interesting. We don't do any like small group stuff. We do it like all together. It is like more technically based, like because I mean all of we do technical stuff now, but it's more like tactical, like
Yeah.
oh, we're gonna set up to how we're gonna play against Duke and like this is
Mhm.
what Duke's gonna do, this is what we're gonna do. So you're focused on yourself, but also the other team, yeah. So spring is more about yourself, and just like technically, and we'll like play like a bunch of small side and stuff, but we don't do like small group trainings. I kind of like that though. That's a good
Yeah.
idea.
It'll be like, I mean, I don't know what they're gonna do this year. We do have like different coaching staff, different roles. That's kind of what we had done in the past, but
Hmm.
it would depend also like on the day of the week for the spring. Like some days would be like I literally would just do goalkeeping training. Like we would not go in with the field players at all. Some days it would be like goalkeeping training and then like shooting or like a small sided game. And then, or some days it would literally just be like, we would have like come out early, goalkeepers come out early, like 10 minutes of training, and then we'll go straight into like a competition type day.
Mm-hmm.
And then always on Fridays we scrimmage.
Yeah. It's fun. So fun. And then how did your team kind of end off this season, or like what's y'all's mindset going into next season? And kind of what was like the focus? Like postseason, I guess, if you've had any like postseason meetings and stuff for you guys.
Um, we haven't really had any meetings. I mean, I have my individual this week, so kind of get to go over the season with my coaches and everything. Um, I wouldn't say we ended on a great note. I mean, we ended on two ties, which you always want to end on win. Like, would love to end on two wins. Um, that we had a tough season, so I think going into to next season in the spring, it's like, what have we not done in the past that we can be doing now to be better? As a team, as an individual. I mean, I'm going to my senior year, so it's like, what can I be doing to not be feeling the same way at the end of next season because everything could be over.
Yeah.
It's like crazy to think about. I mean, for you
I was
too,
gonna
right
say,
now.
does that feel weird for you to say that?
Yes, I don't want to think about it. I try not to
Yeah,
think about
I
that
know. That's
at
exactly
all.
how I was. Yeah. But yeah, no, it's like one more season. It's like
Yeah.
at this point, it's like you're technically a senior. Like,
Yeah. I
yeah.
mean, our seniors, like, I don't know kind of what other teams do, but like our seniors are done with us. Uh, we've had a lot of injuries with that class, unfortunately. Um, so like sometimes like last year we had a couple of girls that were gonna go play professionally, and like they kept practicing with us, so they were still around the team. So it's like they're still on the team kind of, but
Hmm.
not really, not with this senior class.
Yeah.
So it's I don't know. It's like sad. We haven't had practice yet without everybody. It'll be very
Oh, it's
interesting.
sad. Yeah.
But I mean, a time for me and other teammates to step up in leadership roles as well.
For sure. Yeah.
So
Yeah. That'll be good.
what's your mindset going into these tournaments? And kind of like what's your team's focus, I guess, after the last game? How about yeah, what's your team's mindset going into the the tournaments?
I feel like for us, we're really focusing now on just staying in the present, and taking every day as a gift, as a blessing.
Mhm.
Not chasing success, but just focusing on even like in the game, not like, oh, if we win, then we'll be in the finals or like whatever. It's like, no, like in the game, like no matter if we're up, down, losing, it's like, what are we gonna do right now? It's a goal kick. Okay, what can we all do in this exact moment? Like literally staying in the exact moment because even last game against Pitt, we were all kind of like, especially as like time kept winding down and it was 0-0 until kind of close to like 5 minutes left in the game until they scored. But as time kept winding down, we're like, oh my gosh, we haven't scored. Like, we need to score. Like, um, then like what happens? Like, we're gonna lose. Like, so we kept thinking about that, and it really stopped us from playing like in the moment. So we were thinking, oh, like like I need to score. Like then players are like putting more weight on like their shoulders and stuff too.
Mhm.
And just thinking about that, oh, I need to score. The time's ticking down. Oh, here comes like the ball to me, and you're like not even thinking about like the present moment, like with the ball at your feet. So really just focusing on that going forward. Because we want to end off on a good note, like, and no matter if we win or lose, what happens, like, we want to end on like the note that like we did all we can and we can be proud of that. Not regretting anything or regretting like a shift in our mindset or anything. So I feel like
Mhm.
just staying in the present, is our biggest focus right now for sure.
How do you think, I guess, like, then your team now is like staying in the present and not thinking about like last game? Because that can be really easy to be like, wow, we just had our first loss. Um, like, I don't know, like thinking about that going into the tournament, like, wow, we just had our first loss and we're going into the ACC tournament about to play Duke.
Right. No, a lot of it is about how, and our coach talks about this a lot. It's like how you respond to adversity, and it can go one of two ways. Like one, your team bounces back and you do really well the next game because you're hungry, you stay humble and you're hungry for more. Or two, like you just keep dawning on the loss and you doubt yourself and then that doesn't go well, you don't have confidence for the next game. So we're really just trying to stay in that first option and I feel like we definitely haven't lost confidence in ourselves. We knew that that was an off day for us, but we still have so much confidence, especially like how we've done this past season, minus this past week, like has been super good. We've beaten top teams. We beat UNC, FSU, Duke.
Mhm.
So definitely have that confidence, but it's just how do we flip the page now and move forward from that? So we watched film like the next day, but then after that, like it's done, it's over with. Like we're not gonna talk about it again.
Yeah, I like that. I feel like, especially after you have like a bad game or whatever, giving yourself like 24 hours to kind of dwell on it, and then it's like it has to be over because I have whatever next.
Yeah, right.
The
Yeah.
last thing you want to do is like sit and dwell on that game and
Mhm.
let that affect you
Yeah,
the week,
yeah,
even into the next game.
for sure. And it was like good. A bunch of the film we watched, like, is just like mistakes that we can easily fix. It's like, oh, our positioning is off by a couple steps or this or
Mhm.
that, but it's like so easily fixable. So it was good to watch that and just be like, yeah, like we were just like off, like we weren't focused maybe in the moment, focused on the present, but we can easily fix that as long as we like shift our mindset for the next game.
Yeah, it seems like you guys are on the right track for that.
Yeah. Hopefully. It's exciting.
Well, good luck in your game against Duke. We'll definitely be watching, rooting for you guys.
Thanks so much. It's gonna be
Yeah.
exciting. But yeah, thanks so much everyone for listening to this episode of the Big Life Podcast, and we'll see you next week. There'll be some tournament champions that we'll have to talk about. So that'll be
Yeah.
exciting and moving into the NCAAs talking about that next week.
Yeah. Bye, guys.
Bye.